On to Manchester City, Pep Guardiola actually had to admit that failing to qualify for the Champions League will cause financial issues. I mean, it's crazy we're sitting here talking about Manchester City not even being in the title race potentially, but right now not in a top four spot. What kind of impact would that have on Manchester City? Also keeping in mind, obviously, everything else going on off the pitch, 115 charges, maybe already having a little less to spend.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're looking at between 40 and 60 million potentially for City taking a drop in revenue. But of course, there will still be a Europa League, etc. Should they not make the Champions League? But still, it's as you say, it's very hard to think about City not being an ever present in that Champions League format. But it could be a drop, you say, of that sort of money. Now, even though City have done very well and they've been run financially prudently to a degree, then I think that it'll still be a drop, but it won't be the sort of drop that would be life and death for a lot of other clubs. So I think they can cope with that sort of drop for a season if they have to.
And should Manchester City not make the Champions League, well, they have to start playing a little bit more by the PSL rules that the rest of the Premier League has been hamstrung by. I know, theoretically they have been following the PSR rules, but it does feel like if the results start to drop, it'll be harder to have so much flexibility. Or will they just continue to be able to spend and spend and spend, considering they didn't spend much this past summer?
No, I think there is still leeway there, and they've also proven that they can sell players quite effectively as well. So I do expect them to trade, and they've got some good assets to trade as well. So I don't think we're going to see City in any PSR breach anytime soon. I think no, I think that they're going to be okay in terms of that sort of area. It's more about the rebuilding of the squad, getting back to where where they've been used to, and getting that motivation back in the squad. So it's more a football issue. I don't think PSR will come into it that much, but then, as I say, nevertheless, it's a big hit for any club to take.
And do you expect Manchester City to attack this January transfer window? Because I know it's one thing to not be in the title race, and when you said before Europa League, I just kind of it never even occurred to me talking about them not making the Champions League how funny it would be to see Pep Guardiola on the touchline of a Europa League match. But do you feel that Manchester City are even more concerned? Like maybe if they were in third or fourth place, they would just go out, finish the season, get top four, go to the next year. But you'd have to imagine not having Champions League would be even a bigger, hit to the way that this has gone.
Yeah, look, you're right, Will. It is a shock to the system to see how this has happened so quickly, and that's been, I think, the speed of it has shocked everybody. And my position on City's sort of transfer movements in January was I really believed they wouldn't be doing too much. But I'm starting to shift my opinion a bit, and I think they're going to be a little bit busier than I expected. And I think they might be going a bit bigger than I expected as well. So I think we may see, possibly up to 3 or 4 players coming into City, and I'm talking reasonably high quality. As we all know, there's a premium to do business in January, but I think City might well be looking to do that because there is a lot at stake. And certainly, if Pep can get some fresh faces in, I think that's what he needs to get the squad firing again is some freshness and get some competition back in there. So I think that they may be a little bit more active than I'd first expected. So the whole of the January window is suddenly in the last sort of couple of weeks got a lot more interest in it now. It may not be a quick out of the traps, a quick deals, but I do expect during January a lot more business than I'd first expected to be done.